The John F. Kennedy Award for Academic Excellence is presented annually to an outstanding graduating senior selected by campus-wide committee from college nominations. The winner of the award presents the remarks on behalf of the graduating class.
It is now my privilege to present Catherine Reyes, the recipient of the John F. Kennedy Award for Academic Excellence.
This year's JFK Award winner, Catherine Reyes, arrived in the United States with her family in May of 2000 from Colombia, South America. Like many of our students emigrating from foreign lands, she came to America with hope and expectation. She quickly learned English and began excelling in school. After winning the Massachusetts State Science Fair competition in 2001, she received a full 4-year Chancellor's Scholarship for Excellence and became a standout UMass Boston honors student and biochemistry major, maintaining a perfect 4.0 average. She has been a member of the NSF-funded Undergraduate Mentoring in Environmental Biology program, a member of the Society for the Advancement of Chicanos and Native Americans in Science, and a member of the Biomedical Sciences Career Program. She is the recipient of the UMass Boston John W. Ryan Award and the Robert H. Spaethling Prize for Outstanding Achievement in Honors Program. In addition to her academic achievement, she has completed considerable volunteer work both at Massachusetts General Hospital and at several local community organizations promoting AIDS awareness and education. In January of 2006, she volunteered along with 6 other UMass Boston honors students at an AIDS clinic in South Africa. There she witnessed the effect of AIDS on communities deprived of much modern medical care. Today, she graduates with honors in biochemistry and has won a number of distinctions within the department. In recognition of her academic achievement and mindful of the inspiring life she leads, I present the 2006 John F. Kennedy Award to Catherine Reyes. It is now my privilege to introduce Catherine Reyes, who will present remarks on behalf of the class of 2006.
Buenos días, damas y caballeros. Felicitaciones a los graduandos, nuestras familias y seres queridos. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to all the graduates, our families, and loved ones. Today, we celebrate the culmination of years of hard work. Our graduation marks a future full of promise, the prospect of a new job in our fields of expertise, perhaps continuing into more specialized studies. For some, it may be the time to start a family. It is exciting to realize how close these next stages of life are. However, I also realize that in our graduating class, many students have already accomplished many of these goals, managing work, family, and community commitments alongside school. We have approached our education in many different ways that have helped mark our paths. Today, we celebrate achieving this common goal of graduating, and we should value the different experiences that we have acquired along the way. At UMass Boston, we are an incredibly diverse group of students, faculty, and staff. Undoubtedly, this coming together of people from so many different backgrounds has been a strength of our educational experience. Just as it is a source of strength for our university, it is also a source of strength for our country. And so today, I want to talk to you about diversity and a force that fuels it, immigration. We hear and praise diversity so much, but what does diversity entail? To believe that diversity always results in integration, in the creation of a nice blend of cultures and ethnicities, is not adequate. As a society constantly shaped by immigration, we make necessary efforts to highlight our similarities and the things that bring us together. Sometimes, however, we tend to see our differences in a negative light. It is true that there are differences among us. We may look different, we speak different languages, and we hold different beliefs. But these differences are valuable. We should not strive for a homogeneous society. We should strive to preserve the unique heritages that each of us contributes to society as a whole. When millions of people from so many different backgrounds come together in one country, conflict inevitably arises. As a multicultural society, how do we respond to conflict? How do we learn to respect and tolerate differences? Valuing our differences, as well as our common needs and goals, may better inform some of the decisions we face in the national and local political arenas. This may help us respond to our fears of the economic and social realities without transferring those fears onto particular groups or retreating to the familiar confines of our own group. Now I want to offer you my story in order to reflect on what makes us a diverse society. My parents, Eduardo and Jackie, my sister Marcela, myself, and last but not least, our dog Mustaki, came to the United States from the South American city of Barranca Bermeja, Colombia. Barranca Bermeja is a city that I hold in bittersweet memories. It is the place I knew and loved until I was 16 years old. And it is also a city in the middle of a long-standing violent struggle, a conflict that involves the lives and fears of virtually every resident and has led to the deaths of many. Ours is not a conflict of ideologies, but of money, poverty, and lack of opportunities. In the middle of this, the safety of my family was compromised, and we made the decision to move away. We packed up our lives in 2 suitcases each and left our beautiful farm, La Hacienda El Cerro. Forced by circumstances, as so many people around the world are, we left in search of work, safety, education, and a better future. We were incredibly fortunate to be welcomed with open arms by close relatives, to come here legally and within a few months of having applied for visas. But many people are not this lucky, and I sympathize with their plight. Those who were not so lucky with their visas may be just as deserving of a new chance as we were. Adjusting to a new life in the States has been difficult. As for many immigrants, English was not our first language, and many things here were very unfamiliar. We became anxious about not understanding others and not being understood. This made everyday life a tiring struggle. But despite the difficulties, we were lucky to be together. We realized this when my sister Marcela had to leave the country. With her departure, we were torn apart, and to this day, my parents and I miss her terribly. But coming to this new land has brightened our futures. We are safe, enjoying job security and all the necessities of life. I have attained a great education, and I have had so many opportunities that I would not have had in Colombia. I believe that to be graduating today and to have a bright prospect for the future justifies all of the sacrifices my parents have made. In this nation of immigrants, each of us is where we are today because of similar sacrifices made by our parents, grandparents, or ancestors. We should thank our families and loved ones for all they have done to help us be here, graduating. I can only begin to imagine how proud they must feel and to realize how fortunate we are. Please look around you. How many familiar faces with different features but a common smile do you see? We are diverse. That is one of our greatest strengths. In the face of conflict, the solution is not to hope that our differences will go away or that we can send them away. We need to value our diversity without feeling threatened by our differences and fearing the other. We should not exploit the banners of freedom and safety to justify breaking families apart and wasting precious lives here and in other parts of the world. I speak to you from the heart. The voice of immigrants, our voice, needs to be heard, especially when our accomplishments offer that opportunity. I stand here not only to represent Latinos, but also immigrants and nationals from many parts of our world. As much as I love Colombia, I also do love the United States, and I am here to stay, to contribute, and to thrive. Congratulations to all of us who by so many paths have made it this far. We have the talent and potential to go much, much further. I hope that we can all contribute positively to our communities and continue to make our families and all the people and institutions that have made these accomplishments possible incredibly proud. Thank you so very much, especially to my family, my fiancé, and everyone who has helped me and us be here today. Muchas gracias.